Hi everybody, good morning. This is Susie and welcome to Suzie Crafted Designs today. I'm here to share with you something that I've been wanting to put together for a while now and thought that this would be a really good opportunity. At one point in time I used to make a lot of albums, but nothing like the fabric albums. I made one fabric album a while ago, a Marie Antoinette themed, of course. And but a while back, I used to go to the store and I used to buy these photo albums. I'm sure all of you or some of you have seen these. They come already with the pages that you can print out your photos from whatever holidays, occasions, birthdays, or just everyday silliness that you want to print out and save. And I feel like I really want to do that the next coming holidays for Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and New Year's. There's just sometimes where you just want to sit and peruse through pictures without being on a phone or looking through a camera or on my computer, or you have company. So I thought I'd make a really nice decorative coffee table photo album. So this I've had for a while, but this can be purchased in like any local Michael's or hobby craft place that sells these. This one I've had for quite some time. I don't remember where I bought it, to be perfectly honest for you, but I don't think it was more than like $2 or $3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do this, and I hope that you can see this tutorial close and clear enough, because I have my laptop right on top of these white cubes that I have on my desk, and on the top of the cubes I have displayed some of my work. So I'm going to try and make this a tutorial worth watching without having to deal with my camera, which would wind up being on a tripod and kind of annoying. So, okay, what I'm going to use is this photo album, which holds pictures, I believe, up to 4x6. So this is a pretty decent size, probably 5x7 or so, I would say. On the outside, maybe a little bit, nah, not 5x7, maybe a little bit bigger than 4x6. It doesn't say, but I know that it holds photos of 4x6. So this is what I'm going to do. Right here I have a piece of heavy weighted felt that I have left over from a previous project. Okay, and I'm going to be lining this because this photo album is going to be holiday themed, and I'd like to have the base of it to be something thick where you can't see through laces and things like that, because if this was white, solid white, I really wouldn't be too concerned, but this is like a dark emerald green, so I'm going to just kind of like cover it as best as I could and take it from there. I'm also going to be using from my stash some of this Hug Snug seam binding that a lot of us are already aware of, because all of us must use seam binding in our projects. So I'm going to cut a few inches, probably about 12 inches off of this, and I'm using this really old vintage scissor, so, and it's very sharp. Okay, hoping that my hot glue gun is hot enough. And you know what, this glue gun is horrible looking, but I love it. I bought one and I don't like it. This, too much glue comes out of here. It just pours right out. So that was like $5 in the garbage. And when I was at Michael's yesterday, I purchased this one. And I really hope this one don't turn out like the other one, because I'm going to keep buying glue guns. I like them with the really, really pointy point. Kind of gets the little spots, but okay. That's just a feeling that I'm sharing. So now we're going to get down to work. Okay, so if I'm a little quiet, don't mind me. I actually wanted to do one of those speed me up videos, but I'm not really sure how to do that yet. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm putting some seam binding here on this side. This is going to be our closure when we're done. And just measuring it that it's in the same place as this one. And I don't put it right at the very end because nobody's going to really see what's underneath. So if you go a little further back just to make sure that it's on and it's staying well, that's okay too. And I'm going to use some of my Beacon Fabri-Tac. There we go. Okay. I got this at my local craft store. Not craft store. Fabric store that closed down. And I'm going to use some of this because this doesn't dry right away. Whereas if I were to put hot glue on here, by the time I would put the fabric on, the hot glue will have already dried. So I want to make sure it stays on here. Okay. Alrighty. And I'm just gonna, I want to flip this on here. I'm also keep looking up at my camera to make sure that we are looking at everything together. And what I'm doing is, I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's because I'm a Virgo or what, but I'm really meticulous with attention to detail. I know many of you have noticed that I'm like that. It's just the way it is. I've always been like that when it comes to my artwork. And some of you that know a little bit about me, oh, I got this glue all over my fingers, know that I've studied art for my whole entire life. I haven't just decided to jump into scrapbooking or whatever and, you know, take it from there. I've been cartooning and fashion design and flower making and bridal pillow, the whole 9 yards for a very long time. Okay, I'll get into that in a separate video. So here we are with some more of this. And this is like the tedious kind of thing, but once we start getting to the embellishing part, that'll be fun. And I have no idea how I'm laying anything out, so it's just I'm winging it. Okay, I'm just kind of stretching this just a little bit, even though it's not stretchy, but I do want it to be tight on here. All right. Okay. And now the same on the cover part. I keep looking up to make sure that you can see everything. Okay, I'm just going to put some more of this Fabri-Tac on all the way around. In this video, I'm going to be designing this front cover using items from Lily's shop, Shabbylishous, over at Zabet.com. And the items used in this video will be in the drop-down box below. And this is really very easy. I mean, anybody can really do this. I wanted to make a step-by-step tutorial. And to be all honest with you, had absolutely no luck. This past weekend, I went to Best Buy. Now I'm just going to cut all around. I'm just talking. I went to Best Buy and I purchased another Logitech webcam. I asked the guy if it was compatible with Mac OS, and he said, yeah. I get home, I take it out of the box, I'm all excited. I plug it in. Not. I look it up on the internet, it's not compatible. And it cost me $81, so I was kind of really annoyed because the traffic was unbelievable, and I, out of being so uptight and so upset about not being able to have another camera and having to return it at some point, and I said, I am not going back there anytime near Black Friday when it's nuts and there's a million people out and the traffic is crazy, and I can't deal with that. I live in Brooklyn, New York, so it can get really, really nutty here. And I wasn't having that, so I wound up bringing it back. And after I got a refund on my credit card, I went over and paid the guy a little visit. It wasn't nice. I didn't curse him out or anything like that, but I just told him that when you show, he actually looked it up on his cell phone to ensure me. Okay, so here I am, and I'm still cutting. I don't want to cut that piece of seam binding, but I don't want to be too far away. Now I have some of that green peeking around all over, so I'll have to worry about that later on. I could have actually brought the fabric inside the book, but I did not want it to be having a problem with it closing it. So unless I put some green stuff on the front of this album, then I'm going to have to do something about the green. Okay, get rid of that. Thank you. So now you can see that I have this book nicely covered, and you can see that the seam binding comes into play as the closure. Okay. And now this video is at 11 minutes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another video, part 2 of this, because I don't know. Or maybe, let's just see what happens. Okay, I'm going to try and work a little faster so I can hopefully get this in now. Don't mind me, because I am very, like I said, meticulous, and I never really know how I want something to be and whatever, so I just have to play with it and see what I like before I actually go ahead and put something down permanently. I'm a very fussy person when I'm making things. Very fussy. I don't know, is that normal or... Okay. I'm trying to stick to all white for the reason of my using focal point of this really beautiful poinsettia from the Romance Christmas collection over at Lily's store. So that's kind of like a focal point for me, but I want everything else to lay down nicely on here. So I'm just trying to see what I've got here. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm not talking, okay? Because I kind of start concentrating. And I'm actually looking through a lot of little things that I have to see if I can use it. Because I'm doing like a kind of like a white Christmas here. Okay, stay tuned for part 2 of this video. I'm sorry, guys. Hi everybody, it's Susie. I'm back on part 2 of my designer project for Shabby-licious. I apologize. I don't really like breaking up videos. I find it sometimes to bore people. That's why I never really do tutorials, because I'm picky. But I just wanted to show you that on the video, when I had done this, I really, you know, I'm not really, like I said, used to talking live, so I don't know if I was just panicking or I wasn't thinking, but I should have really brought the outside fabric onto the inside and folded it, but wasn't thinking because using felt it might be a little bulky and I didn't want that. So what I had done was I just used a little bit of this enamel paint on my finger and I dabbed it all along the frame here, only on the outside. And then I put some seam binding all the way around with some hot glue just to cover the green, and it certainly did do that very well. And so I just want to make sure before I start this that the book is right side up with an opening. Okay, so we're going to turn it this way. Okay, now Okay, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a lot of Shabby-licious products as well as things from my own stash. And what I'd like to do with this book is I'd like to line a piece of this on the outside with a piece of very vintage fabric that has a little bit of pearlizing in it. I'm hoping that you can see that. It's just absolutely stunning. Okay, so I thought that this would really look nice as the base, so I'm going to be adhering this right on top of the photo album. I used to make so many of these actually around Christmas time, and I used to use red velvet, but I don't do it anymore. I don't do it with red velvet because red velvet, velvet in general, not velour, has become, and the velour too, but velvet, because it's stiff, has become very expensive. And really nobody wants to pay that kind of money, and you know, things cost money. So now whenever I make something, I use other fabrics aside from red velvet or velvet in general or velour. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this down, and also what I'm going to need to do is, and I know I showed you, and I actually really should have removed this first, and I shouldn't have put this down right away, but again, I was a little nervous making the video, so I wasn't really thinking. I'm sorry. So I need to cut this off, and I could have done it before, but I wanted to show you, you know, sometimes there's bloopers when you make things handmade. It's not always perfect. So I cut that piece of seam binding off because I actually want to put it here. Okay, and I'm going to do that right now. Okay, and I want to do that because I'm totally being a spaz right now. Okay, I'm going to slice a little piece in here with a razor. I'm sorry if my hand's in the way. Okay, I'm not going to do this right now. What I'm going to do is stop the video. Hi everybody, it's Suzie, and I'm back with you with a final product. I just finished making this. I may be adding a few pieces here and there, and I'm hoping that you can see that clearly. It came out really very beautiful. I absolutely adore it. I can just let you know where we had left off. I wound up adhering quite a bit to the project. As you know, I used Lily's scallop lace here. And underneath here going across is this really pretty other scallop lace, almost like a Venetian lace. Very, very beautiful. I absolutely adore that one, Lily. And then I had taken some other fabric, which is this one right here. I love it. To me, it looks like angels holding hands. And so I wound up cutting pieces of that off and adding that on the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, along with this beautiful cascading romance piece, which is a poinsettia for the holidays, with these really beautiful shooting pearls that are spiral in a circle, and they're like endless. They're just absolutely stunning with the beautiful sparkles all around and the pearlized stamens. I used, I also adhered, oh, I must have stuck this one down and never glued it in. Okay. I also adhered bunches of the, I apologize for that, bunches of the calla lilies in different spots all along the wiring of this piece. So it kind of looks like it comes that way. And I did that up on the top too, and there's some of them where I used the stem and I just coiled it with a paintbrush. And I also added these really adorable little plastic doves, and they're great for any occasion. And of course the snowflakes from Lily that are the metal snowflakes. They're really big and they're beautiful. And then some of these really pretty pearlized cabochons. And I also use this great little metal book that she had given me in one of my DT packages. I just put a jump ring on that, and I tied a piece of seam binding in a bow, and I have it dangling and hanging, and you can actually, let me just open that, and you can actually open it and put a little tiny picture in there or two pictures. It's just so cute. I thought that it worked nicely to be on the book. And then, as you know from the beginning, we have the closures, the seam binding for closure. And the back I have just the pieces here that are from Lily's shop, overlapping ever so slightly, very flimsy, very soft and beautiful. The inside trimming is all seam binding, and it just looks absolutely stunning. I may add a few extra flowers in there. I'm really not sure yet, but there will be still photos on Facebook and on my blog and at the end of this video showing you exactly what I have done. I apologize for not showing the rest of it to you as I was going along. I just felt that the two videos were getting very lengthy, and conversation and me trying to decide what's going where, as I did not plan this out, because sometimes when I plan things they really don't come out as good as I really want them to, and I'm glad that I did not do that with this project. And even though that it is white on white, it is very Christmassy. It can also be used as a wedding. I mean, even though we all know that this is a poinsettia flower, it doesn't present itself as if it was something that was Christmas. You can actually use this at any time of the year for anything really, any occasion or party, decoration of any kind. It is what you want it to be. So with the birds, the doves, and the calla lilies and all, this can even be a beautiful wedding photo album, and it can certainly be something for Christmas time that you could have as a coffee table album where you can take pictures and you can put them inside the photo album in the little plastic slots and share them with people who come and visit you around holiday time or any time of the year. So I hope you enjoy seeing this video, and everything that you'll use in this video is in the drop down box below here and other places where to find me online. And also, very important, while shopping at Shabbylishous, if you go on over there and get a few things for yourself, please use my name, Suzie, as your coupon code to get 10% off your total purchase or more over at Shabbylishous, the Zibet store. The Zibet store that is Lily's, who is very particular in all of the beautiful items that she brings in to offer you, for you to bring into your home as home decor, as gifts, craft projects. Her shipping is absolutely fabulous. Even though she's on the other side of the world in Norway, she is awesome. She rocks, and she constantly brings in new things. And you'll also see at some points in times me doing some bulletins of new videos, bulletin videos of new items that come into the store, which is really exciting just to see a flash of what's in and what's available right away. So again, use my name Suzie as your coupon code for 10% off your total purchase or more. I hope you're enjoying this album, and give it a try yourself and let me know how it worked out. And also let me know what you thought of this, my using my webcam as part of the tutorial. So thanks so much for stopping by, everybody. Bye. Okay guys, so I promise this is the last clip. I actually, I'm kind of crazy sometimes, I have to say, but I had to just add a couple of things in. It's just, I don't know, I have habits of doing stuff like this all the time. And you've also got a much better closer up here as the end result than I was showing you on the tutorial. And this is absolutely stunning. I have to say it came out very beautiful. All of Lily's fabrics, her laces, trims are perfectly applied here, and they look absolutely beautiful. And just to show you what I did add, well, you know those little metal flowers I've been making out of her metal pieces? So I made a little scalloped flower there, and I put a rose in it. I also put some mulberry paper flowers here and here, and one over here. I also added in some rhinestones on the corners that you can see. You'll see all the glimmering on each corner. I also added in some of these little doodads here that I really like a lot. And I added that here and somewhere down here, somewhere behind here, I think. And you'll see some of my rhinestones that are just floating around ever so slightly. And to turn the book a little bit, you know, it was kind of plain there, and you saw like the cutoff of the fabric, and I wanted to just disguise that a little bit. So I put some of these fluorescent type doodads that Lily had sent me in my last DT. And I made a little bow down here just to have it, you know, hanging down, very flimsy, very girly like. And on the back, it's just plain. I made sure everything was adhered okay, and up on top, I put a little bow there. Just really cute. And I really do love this. I don't even want to part with this. I love the album. It really did come out great, and I hope that, I'm trying to do this with the webcam, I hope that I've inspired some of you to go on over and use my name Suzie as your coupon code. And isn't this just so beautiful? Look at that flower. That is stunning. And those little birds, those little doves, they are really a great accent to any project. The metal pieces, look at that metal snowflake. I put the metal snowflake under here, and I only glued it on one end. I didn't want it to be glued down hard in one place. You know, it's not going anywhere, but it looks really, really pretty the way that it is. And I put a couple of rhinestones on the tips there, if you can see that, so that it looks kind of shimmery. I was going to use some stickles, but I didn't want to start playing around, because when you mess with something too much, something goes wrong. Anyway, Suzie Crafter Designs, wishing you all well, hoping everybody's doing good and feeling fine today. I know I try to be. So you guys have a great day, and stick around for some pictures. Thanks for stopping by.